Good morning, this is Kamera again. We're on day number 91, and we're on 1 Samuel chapter 18 through 20. We last read where children of Israel were going against the Philistines. David come into play, kills Goliath, and he's a kid. And we also saw in the last readings that David was anointed king as well. Not king right now, but has been anointed as king. David goes against Goliath, kills Goliath. Saul is impressed. So now he decides he wants David to stay next to him all the time. So David remained with Saul. Saul would give David jobs to do. David would be successful. Everything he did, he was successful. Also, David built a bond with Saul's son, Jonathan. They became very good friends. The Bible says that Jonathan loved David as much as he loved himself. And again, David became very successful. He still played the harp for Saul as well. Now, the people started to like David a lot as well. David would go out to battle, be successful in his battle, come back, people are happy. Got to a point where people started, the women, they would get their tamarines, they would sing and they would dance. Saul killed his 1,000, David killed his 10,000. Don't forget Saul. Saul, his image is everything to him. That's what we pick up from his last book. He wants the people to like him. And remember, before David came into play, that Saul was already dealing with depression. He was already dealing with fear. Now, on top of that, he's going to be dealing with jealousy. He starts to look at David jealously because the people were giving David credit. And so to seem to deal with it, Saul looked like he would give him more jobs to do, would send him away. David would be even more successful. He said, okay, I'll send David out to fight all of God's battles. David would be successful in that thing. So Saul comes up with this idea. You know what? I'll just let the enemies kill David. So what I'll do is I offer him my daughter, and I'll tell him that he'll have to kill 100 of the enemies, 100 men, and bring back their foreskin. You guys know what the foreskin is, right? So he had to bring that back. And then he'll give him his daughter Merab. David, humble. No. A poor man's son marrying a king's daughter. And so, no, he didn't marry her. During this time, though, Saul would have fits of rage. There was a time where he actually threw a spear at David. And, he missed him. David escaped. But I'm sure David is picking up that spear. But David is still humbly serving him. He's not really talking about this to anyone. Actually, he did talk to his friend Jonathan and say, I believe your dad is trying to kill me. Jonathan goes to his son. Jonathan goes to his father Saul and talk to him. He's like, no, I'm not trying to kill him. All right, another opportunity came where Saul's daughter was in love with David. So Saul saw that as an opportunity. Approaches David again. Saul even went to his men and told them to try and convince David to marry his daughter. The boy is desperate. He needed David dead. So David go ahead and he not only killed 100 men, he kills 200 men and bring their foreskin back to Saul. Saul's not pleased at how that turned out because he really wanted the enemies to kill David. He didn't really want to have to do it. Crazy. All right. So fast forward. One night, David is home with his wife. He must have heard what happened. Yeah, his wife did tell him what happened. Behind the scenes, what was going on was Saul told his men that he wanted them to kill David. Bring David to him. He's going to kill him. Well, that night, his wife told him, listen, my dad's going to kill you. So she helps David escape out the window. She places a statue or an idol in the bed with him along with some type of hair, fur or sheepskin or fur or what have you. And so he escapes, right? Saul sends his men up to David. See, the whole point is they're going to kill him the next morning. What happens is he sends his men to get David. Yeah, they go back empty-handed. He gets mad. Saul gets mad at his daughter and says, "Are you conspiring to kill me?" She had to make up a story and say, "Well, he told me he was going to kill me if yeah." And so, yeah, she had to lie on David and said David had threatened to kill her. So she had to go along with his plan. But yeah, David escapes and he runs to Samuel. So as Samuel, when Saul hears that David ran to Samuel, he sent men after David. Men would get near David or Samuel and David, and yeah, they will start prophesying. Saul sent more men. Same thing, they prophesied. Send them back. So Saul decided he's going to go down there and collect David himself. Well, what happens is when Saul gets there, he starts prophesying, stripping his clothes off and everything, running around naked, prophesying. Yeah, that didn't work out for him. Anyway, so David leaves, and he goes to Jonathan. He says, "Jonathan, your father's trying to kill me." Jonathan's like, "No, my dad would have told me. He tells me everything." And so David's like, "Well, why would he tell you that? He knows how you feel about me. He knows that, you won't agree with that." And so David was like, "Listen, this festival's coming up. Your dad knows that I always sit with him during this festival. Watch what happens when he sees when I'm not there." So him and David and Jonathan comes up with this plan. David is going to hide in the field. First day, of course, he's not going to be there. Second day, Dad's going to, if the dad gets angry, well, they're going to tell Saul that David went to go and celebrate a festival with his brothers. And if he says fine, then everything's good. Fine. If he gets angry, though, this is what's going to happen. If he says fine, Jonathan says, "I'm going to come out to the field. I'm going to shoot an arrow. And then if it's good, then I'm going to say bring it back," or something he told him. But if his dad gets angry, then when he shoots that arrow, he's going to yell out to his boy who he sends out to get the arrow that everything is not, run, leave, go further, or what have you. Well, night of the festival, the first night, Saul said, well, maybe David is unceremonially clean, so maybe he's not coming. That's probably why he didn't come. That second day, though, he started to question David's whereabouts. Jonathan told him, he said he needed to go and celebrate with his brothers. He pretty much begged me, and I told him it was okay for him to go. Saul gets angry at Jonathan. Act like he want to kill Jonathan. He wanted to kill Jonathan over that. His own son. And he really respected Jonathan. But that jealousy, you guys, you better be careful of that jealousy. That jealousy can go deep. Ask God to help you with that jealousy spirit, because it can cause you to do some crazy stuff. So what happens is Jonathan goes out to the field, sends that warning. So then Jonathan go ahead and send his boy back, and him and Jonathan and David meets, and they're like hurting, they're crying, and they're so sad, and Jonathan doesn't understand. Jonathan tried to talk to his dad and said, "Why do you want to kill David? David is an innocent man. He's done nothing to you." And Saul was like, he's going to take your kingdom. He's going to take your kingdom. Jonathan just didn't understand it. That is why his dad wanted to kill him. And you guys, we really don't understand. We knew it was jealousy, though. Anyway, so yeah, David and Jonathan had separated. Before they separated, though, they made an oath, vow that they would, when David is king, that he show kindness to Jonathan with him and Jonathan and his family. So yeah, now David is on the run now. David is on the run from Saul. Saul is jealous. Guys, you got to be careful of that jealousy. You are not above being jealous. You're not. People are jealous for different reasons, and we feel like they have no reason to be jealous. That is not of God to be jealous to the point that you don't like a person. I hear people saying, I don't like her, I don't like him, I don't know why, but I just don't. That's a jealous spirit. Even when you know why you're jealous, maybe that person has more than you. You feel like that person has more than you, or have a better lifestyle than you, or is luckier than you. That is not of God. Ask God to help you with that. And there's no reason to be jealous of your spouses either. So just ask God to the point where you would do, we do get a little jealous if our spouse is showing a little attention. No. Even then, ask God to help you with that jealous spirit. We should have confidence in knowing that everything is okay. And God, this is a thing though. God blesses everyone. And it may look like someone else is being blessed above you, but maybe that's their season. Your season is going to come. So, yeah. Some people, God just blesses in certain position where he doesn't do others. Just accept that. Lord, help me to accept that person's position. Help me to be, content where you have me at. But yeah, that jealous spirit is not kind. It is not of God. It says that God put a jealous spirit on Saul. God is love. God is peace. And yes, he does allow certain things to happen where he does allow that jealous spirit to come out. In this case, he allowed that jealous spirit to attack Saul. That depression, that fear, all of that. If God's spirit is not with you, what's going to happen, right? And you can still be a man and woman of God and experience jealousy. At that time, ask God to help you with that jealous spirit. Lord, remove that jealous spirit fast if you have to. And if someone is jealous of you, there's no sense in being reactive. Don't be mad at them because they're jealous of you. You just show them love still. And say, Lord, help them to not be jealous of me. That spirit is out there. It happens. Make sure you're not that person who's being jealous to the point where you do crazy stuff. Still, you see yourself even being a little jealous. Ask God to help you. So there we have it. David is on the run. Saul is after him. Want to kill him for no reason, as if killing David is going to change anything for him. You see how blessed David is. So there we have it. Date number 91, 1 Samuel chapter 18 through 20. You have a God-filled blessed day.